Hey kids, it's Monday, so today I am bringing another episode of what is this keto thing everybody's talking about. So today I'm going to tell you how you actually get into ketosis, because a lot of people kind of are not so sure about it. Is there a magic potion that I take? No, there's not. Is there something I need to do in order to get there? Yes, there's a magic formula. And a lot of people fail at this because either they're eating too many carbs, too much protein, and not enough fat. Okay? So we're going to talk about all three of those things today. And I'm going to tell you some pretty freaking awesome information that I got in a message since I've been doing these videos. I'm telling you guys, this is the new up-and-coming thing since the 1900s, babes. Because if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that it's been around for a lot longer than, the 2-3 years that I've been practicing it and learning about it. So here's where we start. Carbs. How many carbs should I eat? How many carbs am I supposed to be having in order to get into ketosis? Well, everybody's carb tolerance is different, okay? And it's based on a couple of factors. Are you an active person? Are you a younger person? Are you overweight? Are you diabetic? Are you glucose intolerant? Glucose sensitive? I'm sorry. So what is it that actually, what's the point where a person enters ketosis? Well, it varies for everybody. Roughly, you should be eating no more than 10% of your diet in carbs. Some people have to come down all the way to 5%. So it could be anywhere between 100 grams a day all the way down to 20. So how do you figure that out? Well, once you figure it out, you'll be on your way to being a successful ketogenic eater, okay? Because what I always recommend is start with 20 grams a day, okay? Start with your 20 grams a day, and then you can kind of test those levels as time goes on. So for roughly 2 weeks, you want to be getting your carbs from non-starchy vegetables. What are non-starchy vegetables? Just go with the green stuff. The darker, the better. That's all I can say. Stay clear of any and all kinds of sugar. Anything that ends in "ose" is a flipping sugar. Don't let them fool you. Don't let the package fool you where it says 3 net carbs per serving. We're not talking net carbs. You flip that baby over and there's 25 carbs in there. We're not taking away the dietary fiber to find the net carbs. Not with this. This doesn't work that way. Okay, so after 2 weeks, you can kind of test, and maybe you can add a few more carbs each day and figure out like, okay, I can actually have 100 grams of carbs a day and still stay in ketosis. How do you know when you're in ketosis? That's tomorrow's episode. Today we're just talking about the macros, which is the protein, the carbs, and the fat. So now let's dial in your protein, which is where a lot of people are failing because they're eating too much protein. Your body goes through this process, okay, that actually from the protein you eat allows you to have carbs in your body. Okay, I've explained it more in my blog because I can't even pronounce the word. And I don't even want to butcher it. If you're eating too much protein, you're going to produce a lot of carbs, which is going to kick you right out of ketosis. So some people are like, hey, I'm cutting my carbs, staying below 20. Okay, but what about the other stuff? What about it? You want to have 15% roughly, 140 grams or under of protein a day. Because if you raise your glucose level and your blood sugar level, you will not be in ketosis anymore. So yes, your body, remember I said, this is going to explain to you exactly why you don't really need carbs, because your body can create them. Remember I said an essential nutrient is something that cannot be made by the body, that has to be consumed by the person. If your body can make carbs on its own, you don't necessarily have to feed your body carbohydrates, okay? So let's go into the fat, all of the fats. For years and years and years, we've been told, don't eat saturated fats, only eat the good fats. Don't eat this, go low fat. Now, Saturday's episode, when I talked about low fat, do you remember what I said they did? And it's funny because I just read this and I've already said it. When they're talking low fat, they take the fat out and put crap in there. They put shit in it, guys. Sugar, things you don't need, garbage, chemicals. Stay away from low fat. And if you have a cardiologist telling you that, just wait till I tell you this next thing once I get past this. Wait till I tell you the message I got. Okay, so back to the fats. Eat them all. Eat them all. Saturated fats, eat them. Okay? Butter, eat it. Not, what is it? I can't believe it's not butter. Not spray butter. Not plastic, which is margarine. Butter. Grass-fed butter. Okay? That's what I eat. There are people that do this that literally cut up butter and put it on each piece of food. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this, okay? If you are eating more fat than your energy levels can tolerate, then this will not work for you. Meaning, if you're eating fat like a glutton and it's more than what you're burning off, then it's not going to work, okay? But the more fat that you eat, which is roughly, now I'm going to go here because yes, you need to keep track, roughly 75 to 80% of your daily intake. Okay, if you go above and beyond that every day, then you may not see the results you're looking for. You become a fat burning machine the more fat you eat. I know, it sounds crazy, right? It sounds absolutely freaking crazy. Again, do I need to slather myself in some kind of lotion to go into ketosis? No, I'm telling you exactly how to do it right here. Eat the right foods, okay? You want to be eating the fats. You want to be eating the saturated fat. Coconut oil, butter, ghee, these kind of things, okay? The more you eat, the more satiated you'll be. Do you know what that means? You won't be hungry, okay? Because it takes it longer to go through your system and digest, okay? Satiated. You're not hungry. A lot of people fail on this also because they're hungry. They're not getting enough fat in their diet. Plain and simple. So the fat primes your metabolic engine. Okay, so it is fuel for that fire. So once you go from using glucose and sugar as your main source of energy to using fats, you'll notice you have more energy, you have more mental clarity, you're sleeping better, you're feeling better, and you're not so bloated. How do I know this? I've done it, okay? So not only that, I got a message from someone today. I got a message from a friend of mine that said, hey, I've been watching your videos on ketosis, and I just want to tell you that I had a doctor, a cardiologist, recommend that I eat this way. So since February, my friend has lost over 30 pounds on this diet. Plain and simple. What I said to you guys is, I know that I'm not trying to convince anybody, and I'm not trying to start an argument with anybody. That's why I've been so quiet about this for the 3 years that I've been eating it on and off, or recommending it to people on and off, and reading about it, and you know, looking at it on and off, and why I've discussed things with my doctor about how I won't become a certified nutritionist. It's just not going to work. So my thing is, hey, let me go and tell people by how these experiences that I've gone through and what I've seen happen, because it's now the new big thing, the big trend, because it's been around since the 1900s, right? Remember when I said that? Okay, so what I'm saying is, the reason why I never really brought this up is because, like I said, what works for one may not work for another. But we're finding out how many health benefits this has, and I feel the need that I have to share it. I feel the need to tell people about it. And I'm not asking you to agree with me, and, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to convince anybody. What I'm saying is, give yourself a 30-day experiment and see what happens. Experiment with it for 30 days, but make sure you're doing it right. Because if you're not, you're going to be one of those people that says, yeah, I tried it, didn't work. I tried it, you know. You hear people like, I tried it for 15 minutes, it didn't work. It takes a little while for your body to naturally go into ketosis. It doesn't happen overnight. For some people, it could take 24 hours, 48 hours. For other people, it takes a few weeks. What are those determining factors? Again, your weight, how much carbs you're actually eating right now, your activity level, age, those kind of things. For me, within under 48 hours, I could be in ketosis because I'm eating the saturated fats. it puts your body into it a lot faster. So it fast forwards the process. These are things you're supposed to be eating every day. There's a certain thing I do to my coffee every morning that revs everything up, okay? So I will share that with you also. But tomorrow we're going to talk about, how do I know if I'm in ketosis? How do I gauge that? There's a few factors, some that we can get from medical tests and some that we can figure out on our own without having to go for medical testing. But remember, I said what proved it for me with all this was the blood test results. That's scientific evidence enough for me. What proved it for me was watching a diabetic lose weight and come off of diabetic medication because of this. What's proving it more for me now is someone sending me a message saying their cardiologist recommended this. And in yesterday's blog episode, I actually put a link to a well-known cardiologist that said, you know what, I think these carbs are what's clogging everybody's arteries. So again, I just want to educate people on what I've learned from it, what I've known from it, what I've experienced with it, because if you're not doing it the right way, you won't see the results. Like I said, people fail at it because they either are having too many carbs, too much protein, we discussed that, and not enough fat. So I've explained to you all of how it's supposed to go down. You know, message me if you have any questions. I would love to help anybody with this because I've been telling people about it for a while. And some people are like, I don't know. You know, my doctor said don't eat eggs. I'm not going to the Bahamas 4 times a year on telling you not to eat eggs. Just saying. I'm not discrediting doctors. I'm not. But read my blog from yesterday and you'll see where the doctor's like, we just were taught differently and we didn't realize that we were wrong. And it's hard for us to admit we're wrong. Read that and go to that link and find out. That's all I got for you guys today. So it does come down to, yes, your carbs, your protein, and your fat, but most importantly, the fat. And then I would say, once you've dialed that in and figured it all out and found out what your little formula is, you're going to be on your way to burning fat faster than you've ever freaking realized, okay? And in a good way. And you're going to feel great. Think about this. I'm going to let you go. Think about this one for a second. Let's just say, and I don't know because I know this happens to me because yes, cake happens, birthday parties happen, weddings, those kind of things happen. But I notice, and maybe, do you ever notice like, oh, I ate, a lot of bread today and I had cream soup and I had cake at the birthday party and I feel so heavy and tired. What does that? What do you think does that? I don't feel that on a daily basis. I don't feel that anymore. When I go to a birthday party and have cake and, maybe a couple more carbs than what I'm used to, I feel like crap afterwards. I really do. I feel like I have just blown up like a balloon and I feel like crap. So just think about that. That's all I've got for you guys today. So tomorrow, make sure you join me in talking about how do I know, how can I gauge whether I'm in a ketogenic stage or not by what I've been eating. That's tomorrow's episode. I will see you guys then. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Thank you for getting on, and I'm loving the messages and the responses I'm getting from this. You guys are all awesome, and I'll see you later. Bye.